Alright, so I was just heading over toward my, the little rock that I had mined for iron. That's pretty far away. It's like 13 kilometers off in that direction. And I thought, why don't I do a little recon? And on my way back to my base to start that recon, I found a rock. Looks like that has cobalt. Yeah. Good to know. So let's GPS it. We don't really need cobalt right now, but I think we will. So, all right, that's enough scouting. Let's go build a let's go build a ship and go to space, the way that Splitsy would. I was recently watching a Splitsy video about that, and I'm going to try to do that style of ship from memory. I haven't decided whether to bury those things that go out to the wind turbines, or maybe make some fancy-looking bridges, like something with arches. Main things I don't really like manually digging through rock, and I want to do it really machine-like, and I don't feel like doing that because it's a lot of work. Of course, this whole thing is a lot of work, but it's deciding which work is fun. Drinking some tea. And let's see. Let's hop out. I haven't really, the reason I didn't really start on it yet was because I wasn't sure where to put it. I'm thinking that the center area could be, well, one option would be to have this be the space launch. Since it's right to the open, it could launch directly up. But it seems a little bit, I don't know, not quite grand enough. It needs to be a little more fancy. So let's put the space launch inside here. Like right in the middle of this. And then maybe it can be somehow the space launch and welding, like build/repair area. That's what I'd really like this to be. But I think for now, the priorities, let's get to space. And let's see, what was going to happen here? I think this is supposed to come out. I think we're supposed to be going out like this. And then replacing all of this with an actual, with actual piping and a connector. Let's just think about that. It also wouldn't have to be centered, it could be over on a side, which might make a little more sense. Oops. Yeah, so we'll have the ship in this area. Connector right here. Right? Yeah. Sure, why not? So that'll connect to those, and we're going to do another splitsy version. We're going to do blast doors around this thing. And we'll do it. We don't need to do it fancy. Let's just make a bunch of glass doors. Oh, and that reminds me, before we can build any of this, I'm going to have to go out mining. That was the whole reason I went out with that ship. So, a bunch of blast doors. We don't probably need that many, but let's just do it like that. It'll be cool, trust me. And then this might as well just come directly out from here. I need to connect it to something before I cut it off. So that's coming up. And we probably do want to use reinforced ones. Alright, so as per our tradition, we use a standard conveyor to get through a wall. Connect up with this. Then we should be golden if we have enough materials to fix her. Let's just try to get as much of it as we can. There we go. And we'll use the welder to weld up these blast doors. Missed one. Missed a couple. There we go. Let's reverse out of here. Alright. Go back in this way. Actually, we need to go down a level. Yeah, I'll have to have some kind of stairs or something just closer. This makes sense. Might even put it in the middle just to be fancy. I think the last update, it kind of messed up when you put stuff into a container using the shift middle button. It's getting rid of food and paint and things like that, which it didn't used to do, and I don't think it should. So hopefully the devs will patch up some of those kind of little quirky things. I'm not really sure what else to do with this right now other than just make it a big floor, but that might not be the best thing. There's some launch controls or something back here. I mean, it needs to probably... I don't know. I don't really feel like designing that right now. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's get some blocks in there. So, what we have, oh, I need a small connector. What we can do is just, I think, we should be able to weld this thing up. Oops. Should be able to weld this thing up. Oh, it might not be high enough with that. Let's try this. Take 2. R for small grid. And get it close. Weld it up. Should be yellow. There we go. And let's magnetize this a little more. Go down to the strength. Crank it up until it pulls that thing up. Hopefully that'll happen. Not yet? Okay. Let's do the same on this one then. There we go. And then, just to make it square, do that. Oops, yeah, might have to do that on this side instead. Really? There we go. There should be square now. Let's lock it. And then let's change the strength back to what it was. Sometimes it's doing this too. Not sure if that's the thing I'm doing wrong or what. There we go. Let's make it 0.075. Half of the default. Let's do the same on this one. There we go. And now we should have now a square connector all set to. Let's see, here we are. So let's use, I'll try to use more of the DLC stuff just for fun. I'm going to try to just remember Switzy's tutorial. We're doing a hydrogen tank. This is the back of the ship. Hydrogen tank and then a large container. We want the large container to have the big things forward, back, and top. So just like this. And one thing that would be useful out here would be a refill and cargo. Could come right out of the back after this. Just thinking. Yeah, might as well could do a little redundancy with the T blocks there if we want to. I'm just thinking if I would rather have them right up here instead. Probably back here is good. Yeah, let's just do a cargo terminal. Or maybe we want to have it, right over here. Okay. Now we have access to cargo. Pretty close by. Let's try to make a functional hydrogen-powered spaceship. What color do we want? I like my spaceships to be white, so let's just switch to that right now. Or maybe just for kicks, we'll do a different kind of color for an accent, like some kind of NASA orange or something. Not sure what color to do these yet. Alright, next we're going to put some thrusters on it. I'm going to have my thrusters be maybe just a gray. Either that or the darker one. I like this. We're going to put a thruster on the front. Thruster. I'm going to do these in order so that they're easy to name in the back. Let's weld those up. I think it's because, yeah. I think I need to make more. turn those off. Yeah, it used to not, you know, if I did the shortcut to drop something in here, it would still keep any food in my hand. Now it doesn't. I don't know if that's a setting or if it's something that changed during an update by accident. Put a couple batteries in right here. Most people like to put them this way, but I'd rather see the status from above. So I think I'm gonna put mine like that. I don't know, maybe that looks weird, but I don't know. It kind of does look weird like that, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So yeah, we'll do it like this, right here, and one more on the other side. Mop those up. For the batteries, let's make it like an orange color. Stand by. Okay, let's use one of these. Here, I think I have a... There we go. Let's maybe put it here instead. Fonts. There's our space orange. Excellent. Okay. Next, let's see, we put a... Here, come back to white for our base color. We were having some of these on top. I need 4 of those. Not sorter. That's the one. I don't know why I just did it like that when I could have done it a different way. So I think I want these all facing this way, and 4 of them. I think we want one in the front too. Because the cockpit's going to go up top. This is where the cockpit will be. Maybe this, maybe. I really like the flush cockpit the best. But we could do... That doesn't have a... Do a cab cockpit. I don't know if that really works very well for space, though. But yeah, let's use the flush. Flush is the best. Is a nice one. make sure we are getting this in the right spot. Weld it up. Now realizing that this should probably be switched. Let's do that in a minute. Let's switch these. There we go. Actually, I don't think we need any of that. Alright, so what's next? We're gonna have a survival kit back there. And we need drills up front. So let's do a converter. Something like that. Base color. Get the materials. Oops. Try that. Let's put a T junction right there. Oops. Make it maybe invisible this time. I always like to make them invisible. They sometimes are and sometimes aren't, but let's do it like that. Drills out of there. I'm gonna use the new drills. That look pretty cool. Drill tag 2. Scoopy. Let's get some materials for that. Make sure we are in the right spot. Looks like we are. Here. Get exactly what we need. So far, so good. Let's set these to recharge. Oops, I didn't do it right. I'm gonna go try that. Thank you. Same over here, let's catch that. Recharge. There we go. Excellent. So, let's make some reverse thrust right here. Get a few of those. Here, let's make some metal grids. We seem to be running out quite a bit. Get a few more. There we go. So let's do our reverse thrusters here and here and here and here. Turn them off ASAP. Let's make some just standard conveyor junctions along here. Now we need some materials. Off. Am I stuck on? Annoying. Something like that. Something like that. visually appealing blocks, but it'll be fine like this too. Get our side thrust in. We need some more of these. Oops. Some down thrust in there. Get some more of these. Trying to remember to add them in some kind of order so that it's easier to label them later. I don't think I've fully succeeded at remembering to do that, but maybe it'll help. At some point I will go through and name everything. I like to do that. Okay, we've got reverse, we've got sides. That's 1, 2, 3. We've got up and down, that's 4, 5. We don't have forward yet. That's gonna go like this. We're gonna get that survival kit. Not sure if I have a survival kit on here anymore. Well, I'm not going to use that earth movie thing anymore, so let's do that. Let's use the survival kit type 2. Right there. Anti-wolf gun, because their howling is annoying. Put a large one right here. Hold that up. Let's get that one in there first. Yep, I'm that player that gets shot in the face in Call of Duty every time I spawn. Within seconds. Alright, got thrust in all directions. We need a couple of gyros. need an ore detector and an antenna. What's happening here? It's not seeing it. No, it's not. Was it there? And an antenna. Let's put the ore detector down here. Doesn't really matter which direction it faces. Is that where we want it? Yeah. And then we'll put the antenna right above it. Set the range to, yeah, that's fine, 5,000. For now, we'll turn it off. We are going to put a couple of oxygen tanks right in there. These little baby ones. Where do they fit? The idea was them for to be here. It's possible that they're not, that it's a different type of drill, and that's why it's not. I thought they went right behind the drill. Thinking. We could definitely put them in a different spot, but I'm just curious. Because I thought I was remembering this pretty much verbatim. This is the first time that I don't think I'm not sure what my memory. So yeah, it should be, it looks like it's exactly the same. So what am I doing different? Alright, well anyway, it's not super important. We can put oxygen tanks right there instead. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing something here that wasn't in the original. But that's okay. As long as we get everything in that we want. Let's put a camera right here. That's not a camera. There's a camera. Camera or detector gyroscopes.
Fuel low.
Let's throw some event controllers.
Energy low.
So let's see, had kind of a cool idea of making these, you know, making that stripe part of the design. I think I'm just gonna do it like this. I was thinking about what, it feels like there was something else here too that I'm forgetting now. like maybe these were just one farther apart. I think that's what it is. Hang on. Here you go. What if we do like this? Are we facing up or down? Up. Right, yeah. What if we do that? No projector's always a good idea. Let's get that type 2 drill on there. Make sure we got it right. That's definitely too big. Yeah, that won't work. Oops. Oh, damn it. Let's have it face down. Where are you? Okay. A couple of event controllers up here. Am I thinking of everything? Rather than cramming this in here, let's maybe make it part of a line. Have it come out of right here. That'll look a lot nicer. Yeah, there was a better spot for those for the oxygen. I feel like it should be like back in here.
Energy low.
This is pretty much it, though. This should get us to space just fine. A little bit of... Yeah, that was a kind of a cool feature. It was like something like this, and then a block, and then coming down off of there, and off of there, and off of there too. How did that work? That's kind of weird in a cool way. Sure, why not? Beard. See if we can recreate that on the other side. Let's see if we can recreate it from memory. We have this on both sides, and then we have this on both sides. Right? Maybe this one goes out. I could be wrong. This is, I think, just like that. Now we have, and it's a sideways one somewhere. We have that. Is it this one or is it on this side? It must be there. Yeah, so there's that, and then it goes like that. beard. It looks like a beard. Maybe we do something back here just to cover up some of this stuff. Sure. Sort of goofy looking armoring, but sure, it's whatever. You want to add any more? Not really. Can we make that sort of similarly weird to the other one? Like what if we did have that go out? Is that too much? It's all too much. Like that. Make it look good. I mean, I don't hate it. Oops, I just ate raw meat. Now I die. I should probably go to the... infirmary.
Your health is low.
I'm gonna die soon if I don't do it soon.
Your health is critical.
Get to the med bay. Ooh, just in time. I would think I was really... So how long does this last? Let's see, till I eat something else, I need cooked food. Here we go. Does that help? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying about the outlier thingy. Okay, so yeah, clearly we need a faster way to get to the med bay. And maybe another med bay. Yeah, I think there is some new... Isn't there some kind of new... like, curvy block? Doesn't look bad. But if we do something... If we want something there, it should be protective. Here, hold on. What options do I have from within the game? Nothing. I have to set those on... outside of the game, don't I? Okay. So what do we want to do out here? Add any more armor? Rather not. Put a couple lights in. That was one thing it had, was a spotlight. Maybe we can put that up there. You know what? I'm just gonna try to keep it simple. Do some caps here and here. Here and here. Right there. Why do I not see that on the other side? Oh, because I moved one of the... There we go. Alright, that's fine. Okay, this is kind of cool. I don't mind these blocks. Nice. Yeah, thank you. That's one way. And that's the other way. That's better. Let's switch to that. Yeah. I don't really mind it either way. Let's not overthink it. Oops. Cool. Couple more caps. Could do some kind of like little armoring right there, just something simple. Cool. Projector. Is there room for one somewhere? Is there room for someone somewhere that's in the center?
Fuel low.
Like up front is not an ideal spot, but I guess it doesn't really matter right now for something
Fuel
like this.
critical.
Let's throw a projector on right here. Left side, right side. I think that means we want it this way. Yeah.
Energy low.
There was a camera right there, wasn't there? Well, let's definitely do something protective down here. It doesn't look that good. That's the problem. Here, let's just do the plain old this. Sure. We're going to space, people. Let's give it some paint. What I'm going to do for paint is... I do have the paint gun mod, I'm just not using it. Let's do the space orange for our survival kit. Let's do a space orange for our oxygen tanks. And our hydrogen tank, if we can reach it. I think that's reaching it. Is it? Yeah, yeah. And then maybe for our connector as well. No, it's a little bit much. And then let's go with the darker gray for all of our thrusters. Yeah, it's good enough. Not sure what to make orange. Yeah, let's call it good enough. That's pretty cool. Let's see. We can just set up our ship now. Now, one nice thing about this is it should, if I disconnect, well, first before I disconnect, I better get some hydrogen in the tanks. Let's G-menu it. Oh, I need to name it though. Let's call it SPS for spaceship. Okay, there we go. That's everything's of this ship, which these already were, it looks like. Accidentally double labeled those. Oh, this hunger thing is annoying. Okay, let's fix those spotlights. Let's see. More of a cold light. the other light. Let's get all these lights. Thrusters, I usually like to name those, but for the sake of time and convenience, let's just not. Oops. That should be all of them and only them. So this is all of them. Let's get let's see, we need up as a group. And might as well get forward as a group too. I don't think we need it really right now, but there's only the one. Alright, so I think we have everything we need there. Let's now set up the G menu. And we want our connector. We want our batteries. We want our hydrogen tanks. That's probably before the thrusters. Stockpile. All of them. Lights. Camera. outside if you wanted to, but I don't want to. Let's call it good enough. Let's get out of here. Not really ready to go to space just yet, but let's try testing out our launch sequence. We'll also set up an event controller. So we're locked or charged. Let's set our batteries to auto. Thrusters on just to see. And we should be able to stockpile. Hey, it's working. Lights are on, let's turn them off. Excellent. Camera. Is our camera sideways? It seems to be. Yep. Okay, let's try that again. Not an ideal spot for scouting ores, though. Maybe this camera should go on top. That one on the light, probably. That's a lot nicer. It'll be better for looking at asteroids and so on. And we're ready. Alright, let's set up our first event controller. Speaking of which, yeah, we do need some stone ejectors. That's probably a good spot for it. Or up here, maybe. It's either that or have them pointing down. It could come off of, all the way off out of here. Ejector. And the connector ejector would come out of there. Or you could have them, like, turn the corner and shoot them directly down. I don't think it really matters too much. Might be nicer to have them above, or you could have it just coming right out of the side and the back. Which is better? I don't know. I don't think it matters too much. I think just visually it would probably look better to have it down here and just have it like that. stone ejectors now. I don't love the way they stick out that much. Could also do an ejector right out of here. Looks a little bit wonky where it is. Sure, that's fine. Looks better than that. Probably make these bigger just to make it make sense. Oh, we've got a pretty cool ship. Where were we? We've got our connector. Or the event controller, this one. When we're connected. We haven't set it up yet. So what we need to do is batteries. Batteries. Recharge. Tank. Group those. What else? We don't see a reason why not to turn off and on the survival kit when we connect, especially since I'll be probably connecting to my own stuff. Might remove that at some point, but so maybe we'll put that at the end, just to be safe. We'll put it on the very last slot. I'll forget that it's there completely. Anything else we wanted to shut off? It's probably good. Maybe the drills. There we go. So now when we connect, should shut everything off. Should be flyable now. That seems to be working. Just remove that. No, we do not seem to have. Oh, our thrusters are off. Or did we not do that with the controller? That's an important one. Batteries, tanks, oxygen, lights. Yeah, we didn't. We'll do oxygen later. Thrust. There we go. It's a fast ship. Alright, yeah. I can look at that. Anything like a downward connector that's very downward. Camera might be a good idea. Alright, sweet. Okay, great. We're all set for that. Aside from just kind of making this look a little better. Possibility of somewhere underneath. If we wanted to land here, like let's say that that's the X marks the spot. And then our camera would be right about there. That's probably the closest we'll get. Which isn't a bad idea. Just having it right there. Because it makes it here. And have this be the target. Which is better. Probably near the front. It's a little bit of protecting it there. Could even be a top mount camera there. This makes sense.
let's blueprint it. Or we need to do some stuff before we blueprint it. Oh, that's cool. I got a ship. Alright, that's enough for now. I'm going to set up some more of this later. I'm just going to pause it for the moment. Oh, it's going to get us all the way to space. So let's see, one is going to control our thrust override. One is going to control in space, and one is going to be left over for whatever. Maybe in space, natural gravity. Zero, is it 005 or just 05? What's that? There, once it reaches there, and 0. Because the last one is 0.05, if I remember right. And then I don't remember exactly how to do the thrust override one, so let's see if I can figure it out. Thrust percent when it's equal or greater than, no, not hold on, what are the options? Speed. There we go. When it reaches the threshold, let's keep it like maybe 95 or something. When it reaches that threshold, we shut off the upward thrusters. Rev up. Yeah. When it's true, we shut them off. When it's false, turn them up. Should keep us using hydrogen efficiently. Once we are in space, okay, here's where we want to, let's do the timer next. Timer is going to launch us. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect. That should set everything else working. Oh, thrust override. I think that's what we want to do instead. So let's go. That override percentage. was fun at first. Now it's just irritating. So for this timer, how do we want to get it to override those up thrusters? I'm going to just set it to a high number. Sure. And set it to 100%. I'm just thinking about the event controller. This one. When it's greater, I do want to do this with override instead. When it's greater, set override to 0. Now when it becomes true, or rather when it becomes false, can I get away with just increasing the override? I'm not sure how to do this. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, figured it out. What the? I'm getting struck by debris. Let's get some food. Kill those annoying howling creatures. Kind of redundant since there's already an access right here. Just thinking if we want to do something like create a room on the back here or something, we can turn that into something. I think it's okay like that for now. And so here's what we did. I had to go consult. Looks like something's not quite what it's supposed to. They're just off. Okay, so here's how this launch sequence is going to work. We go to the control panel. The first thing is the timer. What the timer does is it's going to unlock, and that's of course going to turn on all the functions with through the other event controller. And then it's going to set our override percentage to 100% for the up thruster, so it's basically just going to start shooting us up in the air. And then it's going to turn off the down thrusters so we don't have any resistance. And then it's going to start this this upthrust event controller. What does the upthrust event controller do, you ask? When grid speed changes to about 95 meters per second, close to the speed limit in the game, what we're going to do is turn the override on and off. Basically, we're setting it from 0 to 100. And that's it. Then once we get to space, once gravity changes to less than 0.05, because that's when it switches from something to nothing, we are going to turn off the upthrust event controller, so we're no longer going to be doing the thrust override. We are going to, and there's turning off the override, and then we're also going to turn the down thrust back on. That's it. And then we might add some kind of light on top just to indicates that we're using this automation. Maybe right there. Sure. Yeah, when it's controllable, it'll be green. When it's under automation, it'll be something else. How about that? Perfect. Okay, so let's timer. So one thing that the launch is going to do, it's going to take that top light and set it to a color. In space. When we reach space, I want that top light to turn green. Maybe even a darker shade of green. 127. Thank you. And let's even say when we reach gravity, we'll make it yellow. We have the event controller to do it, so let's do it. And then we could add, even just for fun, on the subthrust controller, we could do something with the light on it. Might be a lot to have it blinking. Let's try that though. We'll try the top light. When the speed is greater, it's going to shut everything off. So let's shut that light off too, and then shut it back on. What this is probably going to do is just make it blink really fast. Okay, let's test it. I'm going to save.